Hi. What's up? As you can maybe tell, although you probably can't because this is literally just a plain background behind me, I am in the home of the brave and the land of the free right now.
Oh, say, can you sleep?
I'm going home in 2 days, and so far it's been interesting to say the least. So I went to this convention, you may have heard of it, Tanacon, and it was an absolute disaster, and in other news, water is wet. I felt like it was a very important thing to do to sit down, talk to you, and probably formally apologise for what's happened this week. Talk to you about my personal experience and what I think's happening, because I feel like you guys are in the dark about so much, and I don't know, I can give you some more like insight from the experience of someone who was there, like a feature creator. That makes me feel kind of special, even though it got shut down after one day. I don't even know why I'd have to disclaim this. This isn't anything directed towards Tana in the absolute slightest. I would never play her like that after everything she's done for me. It's more of like an apology to you guys and an explanation to you guys, because I feel like I've let a lot of you down, and that makes me sad. Believe it or not, I am a human with emotions, even though I don't like to admit it, and I don't want small children spending their money to come and see me and then just not see me. Oh yeah. So about 4 days ago, I decided I'll hop into a plane to LAX with a dream and my denim jacket. That was the worst thing I've ever said. I started to vlog the whole like experience and everything, because things went very downhill very fast the second we got to like the convention. So I stopped because I realised, oh wait, there is nothing really to vlog at this point. I have some exclusive behind the scenes footage. Just watch it. We looked like the intro of a Disney original movie. Wait, Ellie, I'm gonna do something really embarrassing, okay? No. Welcome to the vlog. That was pretty bad. So we're in an airport for a reason that I will get into very shortly, but we've decided to play a game.
I have to, oh no, bit too fast. I have to find something that reminds me of you in duty free. You have to find something that reminds me of me. And whoever is the most correct
wins what?
Whoever loses buys the first round of drinks.
Drinks? What's the drink? I've already found my thing that reminds me of you. Can I show you the thing that I found that reminds me of you?
Teapot.
And everything in it. I thought this ornament, this giant statue, reminded me of you. What'd you find?
Alright, because you've got a ginger moustache thing. No, I'm joking.
I don't have a ginger moustache. You know, I should probably explain what I'm doing. It's currently 8 AM. I'm in Heathrow Airport in England. I am waiting ever so patiently to fly to Los Angeles. I want to die. I have been awake since, stop giggling. I have been awake since 4 PM 2 days ago. I've been awake for 40 hours. This is my longest streak yet. Look at this. I have this like irrational fear of planes. I don't really know what I'm scared of. I just don't like them. I'm so ready to get lit up in that plane, but not get lit, go to sleep. And you know what I'm also really angry about? That I'm gonna sleep through a premium seat. I paid so much extra to get these seats that like cost so much more money, and now I'm just gonna sleep.
Yeah, but there's like a whole 11 hours, so you're not gonna sleep for the whole 11.
I might as well just sleep on the floor. I don't know. This is what drugs are like. Some will achieve their dream, some won't. Okay, me though. This little lake looks like a penis. So let's pick up where I left off, shall I? I have been kind of up and down whether I should speak about this or not, because I didn't want it to seem like I was saying anything bad about anyone, but it's kind of hard to say what I want to say without saying anything bad about anyone, because I feel like some people have done some bad things. Not like people, but more like company, organization. Try not to get sued. I don't know, can a company who let 20,000 kids stand in sweltering heat for 6 hours really be in any position to sue me? I don't know. This was my first ever convention in the US. I was so excited. Just to preface it, I had never been to a convention here before. I've wanted to go to VidCon every single year since like it started, because I've literally watched YouTube since its little prime early dinosaur days, ever since I was a little kid, and VidCon was like, wow, I really want to go there, it looks so much fun. But because I kind of believed in the message that Tana was kind of like putting forward, that like VidCon wasn't really really prioritizing up and coming people over people who aren't really a security risk, which then made a security risk because then the up and coming people get swarmed at VidCon and it's just an endless cycle. I thought, you know what, I'm gonna brave it. I'm gonna go to Tanacon. She's done a lot for me. I'm gonna travel to the other side of the world and return the favour, hopefully. Ooh. So I decided not to get any VidCon tickets because obviously they're not gonna make me a feature creator. Like, I got made feature for Tanacon. I booked my flights, which, by the way, I don't know if you've ever travelled cross-continentally, but they were multiple of thousands, especially since I'm a child. I brought my friend with me, but she just like goes to school and stuff. So I was like, okay, I'll pay for you if you come with me. It'll be so much fun. It was like a business trip for me, you know? I was like, I might make it back in this trip by the cool videos that I can film in LA. Do you get what I'm saying? But I ended up just wasting 3 whole days and not really getting much done. So I've spent literally disgusting amount of money to be here, and I don't want to talk about it, so let's not talk about it. So I've only really been like a YouTuber who like mattered. I hate to like say stuff like that because, you know, like you matter whether you got like 10 subs, like 10 friggin' billion. Someone who's like recognized, I guess, by like the wider community. I haven't been that for very long. I'd probably say like the last 6 months is when I really started to like, you know, find my place in this world. Kind of, not really. I feel like everyone hates me. Prior to that, I would understand your guys' frustration because like know what it's like so much to experience stuff from the perspective of a fan, and I also know what it's like to spend so much money and time going somewhere with really high expectations to be let down. So don't think that I'm coming at you making excuses from like a higher up perspective when I feel like I can relate to your guys' situation more than anything. You know, I've been to my fair share of conventions, concerts, waiting in line for stuff, and when things go wrong, I get it. But also, I genuinely just, even though I don't like really speak about it much, it kind of makes me feel uncomfortable. I feel like I care more than the average person because I'm just weird. I don't really like to admit it, but the fact that so many of you guys literally came to the convention with the hopes of meeting me because I literally live on the other side of the world and this was like the only chance you guys are gonna get for the foreseeable future to meet me, and then it ended up you couldn't. That makes me really, really sad because I can't only imagine if it was like me in that position. I don't think I'm worth traveling and spending money to come and meet, but you guys seem to do for some reason. I really appreciate that. Keeps me fed. I don't know. So that's like my perspective on it. I'm just as disappointed as you guys that it went horribly. You know, thankfully I wasn't standing out in the sun for hours and hours, and I'll get on to that in a second. Thankfully I did have fluids to drink and hydrate myself, and thankfully I was able to like get out of the situation. Took a trip to VidCon, which was actually a lot of fun. Yeah, I'm gonna get on to that. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. I don't know if anyone who was actually featured has made like a video documenting their experience yet, but I just want to talk to you about what happened and why most people who were featured, probably including Tana, didn't really realise that there was a problem with the event until quite a while. Before the event started, we all looked out of the hotel window and we saw this like massive line outside, and I think we all just assumed it was just ticket holders and ticket people, you know what I mean?
I just want to confirm that I don't think that everyone that showed up were people that didn't have tickets. I'm just saying, like, that's what we were thinking at the time. I don't know, that was a bad choice of wording. Sorry, whoops.
I remember being like so excited but so freaked out, like, whoa, this is so many people, this is gonna get really insane. It didn't really start building up until later on, and obviously when you're backstage you don't really have a window to look at to see how the crowd are doing. You know, I will happily like admit it was untimely. It didn't run smoothly or on time. I was supposed to be hosting a panel at 10 AM. It didn't start till like 45 minutes later, which, you know, I'm not going to complain. The panel was still good. I met really cool like Musically stars. They were on the panel and they were so unbelievably nice. It makes me feel weird when people are nice to me. No complaints about that. I hosted the panel. There was a very small crowd in the audience, and I thought, okay, it's the first panel of the day, maybe people aren't in yet, and that was the exact problem. People weren't moving through the line fast enough to actually get into the convention to see the things they planned to see. So the people who wanted to be at the Musically panel to see their favourite Musically people were probably still in the line outside trying to get in. So that's why I think a lot of meet and greets didn't happen, a lot of panels didn't happen, purely because the people that were supposed to be watching them, the people that were supposed to be attending them, were outside. But again, we didn't know this from the inside. We weren't checking our phones all that much. We weren't like going through Twitter a lot. We were just like really focused on making sure everything was like running to plan. But I was like, I don't know, I can only speak for myself. I only had one panel to host, and after that I was just walking around the event having fun. Just because I was a featured creator doesn't mean I know know anything about the actual organizational part of the event that you guys don't know. I can only tell you what my experience there was like, not anything like behind the scenes, like, you know, I don't know anything. And I don't think anyone does know anything right now. But it's only until a few hours in, when that like wedding was happening, things really started to get out of hand. I was getting like texts from people saying, are you at Tanacon? Do you see what's happening? I was like, no, it looks fine, it looks fun. And then I looked on the hashtag Tanacon on Twitter and oh my god, it was insane. So then, I've been trying to meet Azzyland for ages, and she rolled up to Tanacon because she wanted to see what it was all about and like look at it and stuff. And she was like on the guest list so she could have one of these little pass thingies. I have so many of these. And so I went to go and grab her, and when I went outside, when I tell you that this convention wasn't a convention, it was a hallway with a stage. I mean that. And I was like, wait, where are all the meet and greet rooms? Where are all like the food things? Where are the, I don't know, there was like a merch store, a hallway, and a room with a stage in it with probably a 500 capacity. That's when I really realised, wow, this is bad. But anyway, I went and collected Azzy from the lobby, and I took her backstage to go and collect her pass so that she could enter the event and take a look around, even though by that point she'd already seen everything there was. We get there and I say, hey, so she needs to pick up her pass to come in. And even though she was like registered, they said, we can't give her her talent pass because it's too full. Like, it was too full for even more talent. Like, that's how full this event was. And it's not even like it was like a whole relevancy thing, you know. She's got like 4 million subscribers. She has more subscribers than Tana, and she still couldn't get into this event. So I was like to her, because, you know, we hadn't ever met and I really wanted to speak to her and stuff. I was like, okay, let's go out 20 minutes or whatever, grab some food. Just get out of here because it's messy. I have nothing else to do at this point. And I was feeling kind of overwhelmed, and I don't know, I feel like I definitely have anxiety. Look at my acrylic nails, okay? These are like super glued by a professional nail technician to my fingers, and somehow I've managed to literally chew them off. That's virtually impossible. That's how nervous I was this whole time. I'm claustrophobic hella. When there's lots of people around me, it freaks me out. I was like, we have to get out of here. We have to get out of here. It's just making me feel so uncomfortable. We got out, and as we got out, it was so hot. And I don't know if I'm just like exaggerating because, you know, I'm from England, it rains all the time, but it was hot. I stepped outside and I was sweating in like a few seconds. That's when I realized how crazy it was. As we were walking away, we were kind of walking next to the line where everyone was lining up to get inside, like the one single line for VIP and general admission. And that's when I managed to meet quite a few of you guys in that line, thankfully, so that you wasn't too disappointed if you couldn't get in, even though I don't really think, you know, meeting me really kind of salvages how horrific your experience in that line must have been. But I took some pictures with you, and I spoke to a couple of you personally, and I was like, how long have you been waiting here for? And I spoke to one girl, and she said she'd been standing there for 2 hours already, and it was literally like the back of the line. It wasn't moving. People weren't entering. What, you know, I think, and what Shane Dawson just said on his live stream, which was kind of what motivated me to make this video, was that, you know, 5,000 tickets were sold, but the venue has a capacity of like 1,000 to 2,000. So even if the additional 15,000 or so people didn't show up, people were still going to be disappointed, because how were those extra 3,000 people going to get in regardless? You know, it still would have been absolutely horrific, just not to the extent that it was. And I don't think this was a Tana thing. I don't think that she had much to do with how badly it went, but, you know, it definitely, there's some kind of conspiracy with this. I've been like trying to research it as much as possible so that I understand, but I mean, obviously, one single YouTuber doesn't know how to run a convention themselves. They get help, they work with companies, so there's obviously this company that she worked with, and I think for whatever reason, this company either screwed her over, screwed you guys over. It just seems like a little bit of a conspiracy / scam, and a lot of you guys have asked me if I like feel guilty for promoting it. Like, you've asked like a couple of other YouTubers, they feel guilty for promoting it. And the answer is yes. Like, my influence in the US is extraordinarily smaller than it is in the UK. If I tweeted to everyone, hey, come to this event, I'm going to be there in the UK, I'd expect like probably a good like few hundred to 1,000 of you guys to show up to something that I wanted you to come to. But here, I literally have no clue or gauge of how many people were influenced by me in the US to buy tickets. If you were one of the people that saw me promoting it and thought, wow, I love Kira, I'm gonna buy tickets, I'm really, really sorry you were disappointed, because I'm only 17. I was in your position. I was literally a Tana fangirl. That's why I'm here today. I was literally in your position like a year and a half ago, and I know what it's like to be disappointed by an experience like this. I know what it's like to not have tons of money just to be splashing on traveling, and you know, I understand like how hard it must be to like argue with your parents to please drive you to this event, because that's all stuff that I had to do. I'd get in arguments with my mum, so she'd give me money so I could go to concerts all the time, and I'd get in arguments with her so that she would, you know, cancel what she's doing, even though it's kind of selfish, but I guess it's just how kids are, to cancel what she's doing, to drive me to something all the time, and you guys have gone through so much trouble literally just to be disappointed. I hope that you haven't lost too much because of this. I hope that you get refunded for your tickets and reimbursed for your travel expenses, however that's gonna happen. And if you were disappointed that you didn't get to meet me, I'm gonna make it up to you somehow. I am doing a Bridget Spinner Gucci ripoff merch shop. I'm gonna try my very hardest to get you guys some of that so you can have like something from me, and I'll like try and sign it or whatever. Even though it doesn't make up for not like meeting me, you know, it's something to tie you over until I come back. I wanted to do like a meetup in Anaheim/LA to meet you guys, but I really just don't have enough time in LA, and I'd really put like my channel aside to attend this convention. I hadn't really been filming videos, even though I planned to film so many. This channel is what got me out here right now. Look at these palm trees. They look like fun, don't they? I had to grind for this view. So right now I'm just focusing on making some videos for you guys to enjoy via the internet. I also wouldn't know where to start with doing a meetup in LA. I don't know the area. I don't even know where to go when I step outside of my hotel. I just Uber everywhere. Also, America kind of scares me, you know, like guns, and I feel like if I was to ever do something out here, I definitely want hella security. That's why I didn't want to throw something together last minute and be like, meet me in this location, because, you know, I didn't want to cause any kind of safety hazard to you guys. Or me, to be honest. You know, I value my life. I don't want to die. And so, like, for on Twitter, all of you asking, like, what's your opinion on Tanacon? I think the event went absolutely horrifically. The actual inside, like, main show and stuff, I thought was so much fun, and I really enjoyed it. You thought it was good too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously it was only good for people who could get in, and I'm not going to sit here and talk about how much of a great time I had inside when literally thousands of you were standing outside unable to get in. This isn't shade or salt towards Tana. I really, honestly, I don't believe she had bad intentions going into this in the slightest. I think she just wanted to have a cool event, have really cool up and coming YouTubers at VidCon don't want to be there. But something went wrong along the way, and I don't really think anyone knows what that is. Yeah. I'm gonna end it with, I hope she does something like this again, but I hope, obviously, research is done as to what company is being used to help organize it. And I think you can't just throw together a convention in 2 months. I think we was all way too optimistic about that, and we all had so much faith in her because she's done a lot of like really good things and pulled together a lot of really good things before. But this just wasn't one of them. It would be really cool for something to happen like that again, with the same kind of lineup, feature creative thing, where all of the things that were like promised actually happened, because the foundation is really great, but the execution was just, it was almost like a beheading that happened, but it only got like halfway through the neck and the person's like. So if you came to Tanacon to meet me, thank you so much. And if you didn't meet me, I'm very, very, very sorry. And I'm going to do my best to make it up to you, whether it's I come back here and I do some kind of meetup, or if I send you something, or I don't know, talk to you guys. I don't know, I'll think about it. I'm just a small girl living my life. I'm literally just a child. I'm not even an adult yet, so there's that. I hope you're having a good time wherever you are though. Hopefully it's somewhere organised. My life's not organised, what am I talking about? Have a great day. Goodbye.
Subscribe to Kiara Bridget, or die. It's that easy. Well, maybe not die, but your parents won't love you anymore. Peace out.